Uday, can we start recording after the dhyanam, if it's fine? When
समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. So we know that when you eat something what you like, you are happy. When you see something what you like, a movie, you are happy. When you hear music what you like, you are happy. But the problem with these things, you are happy only for that time. You can't be going on eating. You can't be going on seeing movies. You can't be going on hearing music. Even if you can, if some other problem comes, you can't enjoy food, you can't enjoy music, you can't enjoy movie. This is the problem depending on outside world for our happiness. Outside world is continuously changing. Your body, your mind, your intellect is also changing. And all these involve efforts, karma. The way to gain various results through various karmas, including the karmas of the Vedas, are all yielding finite results. Because karma
Uncle, neenga unmute panno, Uncle.
Hello?
We can hear
Is
you
it
now.
okay?
Uncle. Yes, yes, yes.
Are you able to hear?
Yes, Uncle.
Okay. You see, any experience like happiness involves a subject object and a congenial, cordial relationship between the two. The objects continuously change. Your body, mind, intellect are also your objects because you see them, you use them. They are not you. And with this changing equipment, body, mind, intellect, changing world of objects, you can only get finite joys, which are only seeds for future sorrows. So, an intelligent person uses the external world for his transactions. He needs it. Even if you want to listen to Gita now, you need a mobile or a laptop. You need so many gadgets. You have to sacrifice some work. So you need the work for any gain. But these themselves do not give you complete, dependable joys or security. So while using them, find out a source of happiness that will not change, that does not depend upon happenings, that does not depend upon your mood. If this type of happiness is also got from outside world, it will disappear, it will change. Because every object changes. So we were told this happiness is not an object, it's not outside, it is the real you. What is the proof? In sleep, when you have detached from the mind, outside world, you are happy. That happiness is the highest happiness that anybody cannot afford to sacrifice. The happiness of the sleep. To bring this state of sleep into waking, where I align myself with the real me, detaching from the mind, is spirituality. What is the problem with the mind? It always differentiates good, bad, ugly. That is the three gunas. And always duality, he, me, she. And if you want peace and security, you have to go beyond these comparisons, beyond the dualities, beyond the qualities. How do you go? Your own self. My own self is okay, but you are different from me. No, sir. Just like the villain, the hero, the policeman, the judge in my dream are all me in essence. The you, me, she, he are all as I am the same. All of us, when we introduce ourselves, say I am. Then comes the name. This I means life, means consciousness, and means existence. This I am is common in all. So I alone am there in all names and forms. Where is the comparison? Where is the difference? Where there is no comparison, where there is no difference, there is peace. Where there is peace, why do you need anything? Therefore, your struggle for gaining things that you don't have, yoga, for protecting things what you have got, kshema, stops when you have tuned to this self, Atmavan. This is a beautiful state. All of us can, with a little application, experience this. After that, you play with the world. After that, you play with the world outside. Nothing wrong, because that is also God. Outside world is also God. But don't depend on that. You have ice cream, eat. When you don't have ice cream, you don't say, my life is useless. That way, find the basic, non-changing, reliable happiness that you are and play with the outside world. This is the crux of spirituality, which has been beautifully given in the 45th verse of 2nd chapter, Bhagavad Gita. This one verse is enough. Go on listening to this any number of times. Go on thinking about this. One verse is enough. Complete verse. It says what is your problem. It says what is the answer. It says how can you reach it. What a beautiful verse. Problem is duality. Problem is comparison. Problem is qualities. Solution is Atmavan. Tune to the self. How? Drop all your anxieties and worries about yoga and kshema. Go beyond the mind. Yoga kshema, if I leave, how will my life run? How do I protect my family? He says, when you gain this happiness, everything else becomes easy to produce to multiply, all becomes a child's play. When you have this is so full, you live, you need minimum things just to protect the body. That you will anyway get if you are destined to live. If you are destined to live, you will get the food that you need, even when you try to avoid it. So that God will give. When a man who founds this happiness needs only that much, good food and health, God will give you. Provided you also start loving all and working for all. You love all when you see yourself in all. When you love all, you will work for all. And therefore, this example is given that when there is flood water everywhere, normally which is useful, the well water has no need where there is flood. Where there is this total happiness for this man, he doesn't care for the happiness out of pakoda or pizza. He will enjoy pakoda or pizza, but he will enjoy better than an ordinary man because he is already happy. In happiness, everything seems doubly happy. And so now, with this attitude, having love for all, how do I go on with my world of activity? Because activity is a mass. Activity is the signature of life. Where there is no activity, there is no life. How do I live? One of the most beautiful quoted verse, how to make the best of your actions, how to ward off the negative results of activity and get maximum results and enjoy maximum. This verse is a very famous verse. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma paleshu kadachana ma karma pala hetubhu ma te sangastu akarmani. Karmani eva adhikaraha te. You are going for gaining this, gaining that, beautiful, nothing wrong. But what are you doing while you are doing this? You are not focusing on the work. You are dissipating your mind into unwanted worries. When you dissipate your mind into unwanted worries, then the results that you should get out of your actions will naturally become. One minute, I have discovered why I am not able to hear. Yeah. Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
Yes, uncle. Yes, uncle.
Yeah, you see, I have discovered. I put it in silent mode. Stupid fellow. Okay. Hari Om.
Hari Om,
Yes,
uncle.
uncle. Yes, uncle.
Yeah. So everything is fine now. All problems sorted out because we were thinking of Atma, Atmavan. So Yoga Kshema is taken by God, taken care by God. Now no more problems for recording, right? New mobile, new hearing aids, everything new. Subject is old. Okay, karmana eva adhikarahati. When you want to results, you have to work. But when you work, why does somebody get, when he invests 1 rupee, he gets 100 rupees. Somebody invests 100 rupees, he becomes a debtor for 100 rupees. This is my autobiography. Somebody invests 1, he gets 100. Somebody invests 100, he loses the 100 and makes a debt of 100. Why does this happen? Something wrong in the way in which he works. There are several wrong things. You don't have your data properly. You don't have a perfect plan. You don't have the right instruments, right knowledge. Apart from this, there are some common problems. While you work, If you focus on the work, results have to be according to that work. But you start worrying. What happens if I don't get this? I will lose my money. I have earlier lost so much. If I don't get this money, how will I get married? All these tensions. So what happens while you work, because the mind is dissipated into regrets of the past, anxieties of the future, and therefore you become jittery, feverish in the present, your efficiency goes down and you get very, very, very minimum results with maximum worry. You lose your health on that. Some people said, in the earlier stage of your life, you lose health for wealth. Then you lose later, you lose wealth for health. So this is going on. Health for wealth, wealth for health. That because of unintelligent way of working. Thinking of the past, thinking of the future. So he says, you have control only over your work. Why do you think about the results? Because you have no control over that. You have no control over that. Today, Sindhu was playing, everybody was thinking that she will get gold. But she was completely washed off, straight 2 sets. Why? It's mind work. It's not that she could not, but mentally she became weak. And therefore she surrendered the game, match. This is what we all do. When mentally you are weak, the outside world becomes strong. When mentally you are strong, the outside world will serve you. So therefore, by dissipation, unnecessarily, because you have no control over the results are dependent on various factors. Your own mood, the opposite person's mood, the referee's mood, several things. Weather, cramps, all these contribute. Therefore, you focus on your work. Don't think about the results. It will come according to the work, subject to certain factors beyond you. They are called unknown factors, adrustam, daivam, given by the cosmic intelligence. Work. Wait for the necessary time, kala. Rightly plan. Then the results will come according to that. So therefore, effort, yatnam, right effort, prayatnam, time needed, kala, then willing to take whatever you are destined to, daivam. This should be your attitude. You should not be preoccupied with the fixed results. Ma karma phalahetu bhu. Because so much is said, you should not become inactive. What is the point in working? I don't know whether I will get it. I not got it so long. So no point in working. I will spend my life in laziness, go begging. That is a stupid way. If you don't work, how will you sharpen your personality? Life, work are meant to bring a shine into your personality. Only through work, you can bring that shine into your personality. Results are unimportant. So, because it is said, you have no control over the results, you have control only over the actions. Do not try to take recourse to laziness, inertia. This complete scheme that you must work should not be preoccupied with results, should not be lost in regrets, should not have this much goal. Sometimes you invest 1 rupee, you may get 100 rupees. Sometimes you expect 10 rupees, you will get 100. Sometimes you expect 100, you may get 70. Does not matter. Don't have a fixed goal. You think I should get 70. You miss even if you are getting 200 because you are satisfied I got 70. No. Do not have a fixed goal because you have no control over it. And just because this, do not take to inertia. So how do you come up in our life? Have a clear goal. This is what I want to do. Our Meera, who attends our class, got 96% in +2. She has a clear goal. She wants to become a lawyer. Have a clear goal. Then inquire where all you get the best opportunities of taking to law and shining. And then making inquiries, right effort you put at the right time, the right way, through the right source. And then study properly. You will go to the top of the world. You will become like our vice president. Now she's a lawyer in America. You will become the vice president or even vice president, WISE. Right? Do that. Don't worry. You don't need all that. In sleep, you don't need anything. You are very happy. Most of the things that you think you need, you don't need. You need love. You need friendship. Love and friendship doesn't depend on others. It depends upon you. Give love, you will get love. When you give love, you get love. The people who love you will take care of what you need. I had problems with mobile, with hearing it. Everything came to me in 2s and 3s. Everybody said, I will give, I will give, I will give. So I got it because love is my capital. If you have love, you will get everything. Right? So this is the secret of living. Have love. Be enthusiastic. Be dynamic. Do not worry about the results. Have love. Draw your inspiration from yourself. External world don't care. Means what it gives you. You should care for the external world and love them. But whatever they give, you take it happily. Sometimes they will give you a sweet, sometimes they will give you a stone. If they give you a sweet, eat it. If they give you stones, build a house. Okay. So that's the way to live. Go to the top of the world. Don't compromise. You want a lawyer? Okay, I will get a lawyer. I will become a lawyer. I will earn 10 lakh rupees a month. What stupid? Topmost lawyers earn 100 crores a month. You should try to go beyond that. You should try to become the president of America or India. Never, never compromise for small things because you are God. You have the potency to get whatever you want. And having said that, let us see what he says in the next verse. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tektva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. In the last verse, he gave a few hints. No anxieties, no regrets, no fixed goal, be dynamic. Here he is giving more clues how to go to the top of the world. Yogastaha kuru karmani. Stay in yoga and do your action. What stay in yoga and do action? Do Sirsasana, do Padmasana, do Vajrasana. No, sir. He explains what is yoga. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Keeping the mind always quiet, peaceful, equanimous, not allowing the external world to disturb you. That is called yogastaha. Yogastaha kuru karman. Sangam tyaktva. Leaving your attachment means dependence on the results. You don't need them. You are so rich, you don't need the external world. Yogastha kuru karmani. Sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. You are the conqueror of wealth. Dhananjaya Arjuna. You have all the wealth in you. Narayana is in you. Lakshmi is his chest. You don't need anything. You are complete. Therefore, do not allow yourself to be worried by paltry things that happen in the external world, which is never at any time the same. Its job is to give you sorrow. You refuse to give your attention to that. You give your attention to that self in you, to that Narayana in you, and in the faith, in the security of the presence of Narayana, Siddhya Siddhyo Sabho Bhutva, being equanimous in success and failure, because they belong to the paltry world of body, mind, intellect. I am beyond the body, mind, intellect. I don't need the success or failure. Samo Bhutva, maintaining equanimity, that is called Yogastaha. Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. You do this, you will go to the top of the world. And in comparison to this, people who work for results alone, what is their fate? Durena kyavaram karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya buddhau sharanaman vicha krupana pala hetavaha. Durena hi avaram karma. Compared to this beautiful way of working, people who work for results, durena, far away. Avaram, not desirable. Karma, that action. Buddhi yoga, then this right attitude of working through which you discover the beauty in you. You connect yourself to that most lovable entity, your own self, through the right attitude. Grow in devotion, grow in love. That's called Buddhi Yoga. Durena hyavaram karma, Buddhi Yoga dana. Buddhau sharanamanvicha, krupana palahetav. People who work for results are misers, miserable people. Why? They are pound wise, penny wise, pound foolish. Penny wise, pound foolish. Supposing you are sitting in a cash counter, somebody gives you a counterfeit note. You should keep it, ask somebody to take care of that man who gave, and proceed with your business. After the office hours, attend on that man, hand him over to the police. Now, if you start worrying about that counterfeit note, so many people in the counter will take things without paying you, because your mind is in that. And therefore, do not worry about small mishaps. They're all part of life. People who are attached to the small penny things, penny wise, pound foolish, they leave pounds. They are wise about the pennies. Who is a miser? You have the money in you. You are hungry. And there is a hotel. You are hungry, you have the money, and there is a hotel. You do not go to the hotel. You think, I will drink water, go home and eat. Why spend money? He is called a miser. You have the happiness, God in you, Lakshmipati, and not seeking that God, trying to be happy with that God. Like drinking water, you are indulging in the external world. A miser is one who has the potential and yet does not use it. Similarly, all of us are misers. Narayana with Lakshmi is in our bosom, taking care of ourselves, showering his love on us. And that Lord, that complete love, that complete happiness, we ignore. And like a dog goes to a dry bone, we're running after outside things. That is called miserliness or misery, born out of misery. That is the result. What a materialist, what a man who believes in the results of works will get. He never gets a happy situation. And therefore, buddhi yukto, with this knowledge, united with this knowledge, jahati iha ube sukrutu, detaching from all actions which bring you success or failure. Yoga yujyasu, action is only meant for you to harmonize your mind and intellect so that they can rest on the self. The purpose of action is not what you get out of it, but what you become out of it. Integration of the mind and intellect, harmonizing the mind and intellect, which is tuned to yourself. That is the purpose. Yoga, for the sake of yoga, for the sake of harmonizing, yujyasva, strive. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Yoga is what? Karmasu kaushalam, dexterity in action. Earlier he said, samatvam yoga uchyate. Equanimity is yoga. Now he says dexterity in action is yoga. How can he give two different definitions for the same thing? Because both are same. If you are equanimous, samatvam, your actions will be kushalaha. If you are equanimous, then your actions will be the best, dexterous. If your actions has to be dexterous, you must have a quiet, calm mind. If your actions have to be dexterous, you must have a quiet, calm mind. When you will have a quiet, calm mind, when you are full in yourself, when you are full in yourself, when you do not depend upon the external world. How will you not depend upon the external world? Discover the Narayana in you, love in you. Narayana is nothing but love. Find out this love and spread it. Okay. Somebody is talking something I have to do. Hello, is there something I have to do?
No, no, uncle, no, uncle. Nothing, uncle. No.
Okay. Karmajam buddhi yukta hi phalam tyaktva manishinaha janma bandha vinirmuktaha padam gachyantya namayam. Karmajam buddhi yukta hi phalam tyaktva manishinaha. Manishinaha, intelligent people. Karmajam phalam, the results born out of action. Tyaktva, detaching. Buddhi yuktaha, uniting themselves with this higher wisdom. Janma bandha vidimuktaha, they go beyond the bondage of actions which make you do things again and again, which makes you come to the same miserable state of an individuality, which is called birth and death. A man who goes beyond this dependence on the results, a man who takes recourse to the higher wisdom, he goes to a state where there are no disease. Anamayam, amayam, disease. Anamayam, no disease. Tadam, that state, gachanti, they go. So therefore, you want to, there is a saying, you want to be a millionaire, live like a millionaire. You want to experience Godhood, live like a God. What is God? He doesn't want anything from anybody. He is only a giver, not a beggar. You be a giver, not a beggar. Live in richness of love. All along, Krishna has been giving us Karma Yoga. How to work? So somebody should ask, how long should I go on working in this attitude? That itself is a bondage. It says, no. You have to work till your confusions are dropped. You have several confusions now. You have several confusions now. When those confusions are dropped, you are clear. You don't have any more disciplines to be followed. you have naturally become disciplined. You will then become indifferent to all people say, this is good, that is bad. You don't need anything good or bad from the outside world. You are the King of Kings. You are the God who blesses the world. So that's said here, Yadate Mohakalilam, when your confusions, mire of delusion, buddhi Buddhir Vyatitarishyati, your confusions are crossed by your intellect, Tadagantas in Nirvedam, you become indifferent to Srotasya Sutasya. Whatever you have heard of various experiences, or whatever you will hear of various experiences, you know they're all finite. You go beyond them. You are not perturbed by them. Your mind, your wisdom becomes steady. Shruti vipratipanna ke yadasthas nischala samadhau achala buddhihi tada yogamavapsasi. When have you achieved the perfection of this yoga, of this karma yoga, of this buddhi yoga? When you hear from people, do this, you will get that. Do this, you will get happiness. Do this, you will become president. Do this, you will be recognized. You don't have any value for all that. They're all finite. When different opinions you listen from people, even in this thing, read Gita, read Upanishad, Shankara is good, Ramanuja is good. When you are no more perturbed by any people saying anything about anything, you were so happy and settled in yourself. It's at that time you have achieved a mind that is ever steady, established in itself by itself. That is the state of yoga. Yoga means to join. What to join? To join your individuality with the God in you. How do you join? It's this joining is not like joining a nut and a bolt. This joining is discovering, like the dreamer joins the waker. There is no question of joining the dreamer with the waker like a nut and a bolt. The dreamer discovers he is the waker. So also you discover you are that God. So up to now, the scheme of perfection, the life of perfection, what is that life? Where are you erring? How do you gain it? Entire thing has been given by the lovable, loving Krishna. Now, that state of beauty, he is going to dwell. And what will be the obstacles in that? He has now given the scheme. But what are the obstacles? How do you maneuver the obstacles? What exactly is the description of that state? What is that grandeur? All that will be explained in the next 18 verses, which is called Sthita Prajna portion by Veda Vyasa in the second chapter of the Gita. We shall see that next week. Om Purnamadaha. Okay, no Purnamadaha. Discussions will go on. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Hari Om, uncle. Thank you, uncle.
Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari. Why don't these children show me their faces? I don't see anybody.